I just got frustrated because I was looking for his question and it let it affect my mentality, and I want to be not a party pooper.
Don't let it take your peace.
I won't let it take my peace.
We have a question. We have a friend question.
A fan Facebook friend question. You guys do listen to us, and there are people out there that listen to us.
Yes.
They love us. They really love us.
They really like us. So we're back. Here we are. Hello.
Yes.
Answering a fan friend question today.
Yes.
And here we are. I mean, what's the phrase? Snot and all, dirt and all.
Snot and all.
Rags and all.
Do I have snot in my nose?
I do. I mean, no thank you. We're back though,
I was letting you check my nostrils.
Dirt and all. What's the phrase? All of our filthiness and stinkiness and everything about us.
Our home and all.
Here we are. And
Kit and caboodle. Okay.
I could explain why we haven't had a video in so long, but I feel like we do that every time. And at this point, people are just like, you just don't post very often. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Okay. So what it is shout out from Pam Callison. What has God done to draw your... I can't read.
Okay.
Help me.
What has God done to draw you closer to him and each other? Great question, Pam. To answer that, I'll need to think.
To him and to each other. Well...
Is this recently?
Let's do, yeah. I would say overall recently. I think... Well, let's do.
You go ahead.
Okay.
You sound like you have something to say.
Well, what has God done to draw us closer to him and to each other? Well, I was going to say, when we're drawing closer to him, it draws us closer to each other.
100%.
So
the question answers itself quite a bit.
Yes.
But you know what, actually? So I'll start with this and maybe it'll lead to other thoughts. We started doing marriage study together through our Bible app. Just reading the same marriage devotion each morning.
That has been great.
And I love it because it starts our morning off in the Word and thinking about each other and being intentional. Do you think you're going to hear the purring on the mic?
That's what I just thought.
The purring. If you hear the purring, just don't mind it. Don't disturb her. She was so happy.
Is that your hands?
She's so happy.
She was happy, but she can't be this happy.
Oh, bye, kitty cat. Oh, even though you disregard her, she comes back to you wanting more attention.
So we didn't been doing the marriage study?
The marriage study, I think, has helped us.
Yeah, we did a couple. One was the kingdom marriage, and the other was once a day.
And specifically, drawing us closer together. Yeah, we did that. We do the daily one. I haven't even finished it.
We got to get back to it. We started for a good couple weeks, and then we got sick, and we were taken down.
It's a 30-day one, so I'm we get to it most mornings, and that's been really cool because it just starts our day off with a comment to it because you can comment on it where each other can see it, and it's oh, what did Jeremiah write in the comments? And we get to go look at it, what each other said. I feel like it's just a good way to set your heart right in the morning to start the day off.
Absolutely.
I like it.
That definitely has been something that starts our mind. Mind is set on how is making our marriage spiritual. It's making our marriage what it's supposed to be. A lot of times we get in the routine of things, get in the routine of kids, work, getting out of the house, whatever it may be. But having that just refocuses everything that we do in our marriage is a spiritual act, right? It may not seem like it.
You're always worshiping something?
Yeah.
Kind of thing?
Well, yeah. It's but it draws our attention knowing that when we work on our marriage, we're working on...
I'm sorry, I have cat hair all over me.
Ever. This happens when you have sweaty hands.
It's so true.
Everything sticks.
They've heard enough about my sweat. They don't need to hear any more. We've talked about my sweat and my sweaty hands enough on this podcast.
Yes.
No, that's... I think that's where I would start. And what has God done to draw me closer to him? I mean, you know what's cool? Serving together in ministry.
You know all the right answers. Because I'm thinking here, there's so much to choose from, I feel like. There's just so much in our life. So how do we narrow it down?
Parenting together.
No,
right,
but I
and
do
all the different
think
things.
what's the most beneficial is, serving together. Like I am in junior high ministry, family ministry, Mexico ministry, all these different ministries at our church. And Alyssa, you serve alongside me in all of those, as well as take care of the home. But because my ministry is family oriented, a lot of times Alyssa and the kids are with us. And so as a family, that draws us together to serve, and serving together always sets our heart in the right place. Like always draws us closer to the Lord.
Yeah, it's my favorite. And it's something I've always wanted. And it's something that we've always been encouraged to do. So like a little bit of a backstory, we used to serve in separate ministries before you were pastor, when we were both just volunteers. And like you would do AV, but then you would volunteer in the high school ministry, doing high school small groups and leading the guys' Bible study and all that stuff. And then I was volunteering in the junior high ministry with Joe. And it was like so cool. We had different callings, but, and the Lord like used us in those places for sure. But we were separately serving. And like, it was something I always wanted.
Yeah, we're always like, oh, once you go to 8th grade, you'll come up to high school.
Yeah.
Or once I'm done, and just...
Yeah, once your seniors graduate, come back down to middle school. Or like for me, once my girls go into 8th grade, I'll just go, into 9th grade with them. And then it just like, we just never did. It was whatever came up, or we stopped. We had babies and I stepped
life
away.
happened.
I think that was what it was. I think
you did have babies.
And then I had Judah, and then I was like, I'm not going to be able to commit to weekly serving.
And then another thing is, even before that, serving as always was the thing to draw us near to each other. Because we are very blessed to have similar callings in our life, to be missionaries, to serve in any way we can. And we just had a passion for that even before we got married. So when we got married, the goal was for us to go to India and serve in that way and be video missionaries and do all these different things. And that's how we started our marriage off, is just wanting to serve together. And it took many, many, many years till we had the opportunity to do so. We definitely served together in different ways.
Yeah.
But in this ministry, especially with the youth, it's such an amazing thing because we get to pour into this next generation, not by just us teaching, of course, and being involved in their lives, but them to see us as a married couple. Like I always heard, kids back in the day, like, oh, like I loved my pastor and pastor wife because I got to see what it looked like to be in a marriage and what that looks like. And I think we get to live that out as a display in they get to see us fully. We're the same people here in front of the video camera that we are in front of anyone else. So
in front of the junior hires, on stage, in front of the parents, on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Like at home with the kids. We're the same people. Can't hide it.
And that's what draws us to the Lord, though. I think I'm so blessed to have you in that way. We can be our authentic selves in pursuit of Jesus, and that will always glorify God in that. Yeah. And knowing that we can be in our authenticity, we're always seeking to grow and always seeking to be better, seeking to be like Jesus.
Yeah.
So I can love you well.
And that draws us closer together and closer to the Lord. Because I feel like I've been closest to the Lord, like out of like a desperate need for him, because I'm counseling young girls or because I'm, in ministry and I like desperately need him. And it's like, I'm drawing from him. And so like I'm closer to him through serving,
And I just, last tidbit, I just had a dream a couple of nights ago. Last night. And this was like those dreams where you go to your job and you're working your job and everything's going wrong. And you go to, and you wake up and I fell back to sleep back in the dream. It sucked me back. It was Inception. And I was like screwing up and failing, and I was up there and I couldn't control these things. And it was control. I was like, it was either control of the kids, control of the worship, or something was going on. And Alyssa's like, well, it's a control issue. Can't you see that? And not that we're like dream interpreters. In real life, it's a control issue.
No, I'm saying like me and your dream wasn't talking. You were having like a stress dream about work. And then when we talked about it this morning, I said that it was...
Yeah, it was a control issue. And I think the biggest thing was that nightmare was ministry doing it on my own will. The nightmare was me going ahead of the Lord and trying to do things on my own skill, my own reservoir of things, rather than leaning upon the Lord. Because that I wasn't patient, I wasn't kind, I wasn't overflowing that fruit of the Spirit. You know, I was just Jeremiah, just trying to be like, hey guys, we gotta get this thing running. We gotta, you know,
program.
I'm looking bad. You know, you're making me look bad. And I'm just trying to, you know, me, instead of like, you know what, it shouldn't have been that stressful. Like, even if it was crazy, there's different ways to show love. And I wasn't showing love. I wasn't being kind. So all that to say is, where is it going with that? It's just going back to ministry, doing ministry in our own way. It's gonna always end up bad. And that I don't know where I was going.
I was saying like you draw from the well of God, and you were saying like I had a stream where I drew from the well of Jeremiah.
Yeah, and that's a nightmare.
You can't be program minded. You have to be like,
well, even in our marriage, right?
Holy Spirit minded.
I can't be program married. Like I cannot. That's a good thing, is just to remind ourselves that if I'm drawing from my own reservoir or seeking your own, not reservoir, seeking the well, seeking from you the needs,
so
and
a reservoir.
Reservoir.
Reservoir works. Reservoir.
The resi. So, nope. So if I'm seeking my needs from her and she's seeking my needs from me, and we're just seeking each other, we're gonna end up dry. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna fail each other. We're broken. We're gonna end up disappointed, unsatisfied.
The well.
Well.
It's not whale. It's well.
Well. So
the well will
run. So dry. I love you, but that's what I'm trying to say.
It felt like a stern I love you.
No, that's great.
I love you.
I love you. Well, that was our Q&A today. Seek the Lord in all that you do.
That's how we have been growing closer.
And that's, can you have us, you know, that can lead, like, I think that's why we're going 10 years strong, coming up on 10 years strong, is because, you know, we're not our ultimate goal. I'm all right, what's in this? Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Pam. Aunt Pam, we call her. Mm-hmm. She's so sweet.
Oh, yes. I have not met you, Aunt Pam, but thank you for the question.
Mm.
I've heard many great things.
Many great things. Is that it?
That's it.
We're not ending a song, are we?